Hey class, we're going to look at some binomial probabilities. Before we do that, let's look at some intro vocab. Binomial, two names. What we're going to be looking for is independent events. So let's start with number one. What does it mean to say the trials of an experiment are independent? The outcome of one trial does not affect the probability of success on the other. These are some characteristics of Bernoulli trials. There's got to be a fixed number of trials, and we're going to let that be the letter N. On the next video, we're going to look at actually doing some calculations. This one's just building up the vocab. The trials have to be independent and repeated under identical conditions. Each trial can only have two outcomes, success or failure. That doesn't always mean a good versus a bad event. It's just easier to label it this way, so it kind of takes emotion out of it. And that's number two. For a binomial experiment, how many outcomes are possible for each trial? Only two, success or failure. In a binomial experiment, is it possible for the probability of success to change from one trial to the next? No, a binomial experiment requires that the probability of success be the same for each trial. And so let's look at an example. In a carnival game, there are 6 identical boxes, one of which contains a prize. A contestant wins the prize by selecting the box containing it. Before each game, the old prize is removed and another prize is placed at random in one of the 6 boxes. Is it appropriate to use the binomial probability distribution to find the probability that a contestant who plays the game 5 times wins exactly twice? Check each of the requirements of a binomial experiment and give the values of N, R, and P. Okay, now since the game starts the same every time, that gives independent events. Winning a prize or not, that's success or failure. There's only 2 outcomes. And the probability is always 1 out of 6. So as far as labeling the numbers to a problem, N is the number of trials, so that is, let's go back. A contestant plays the game 5 times, so that gives us N equals 5. Winning exactly twice, R equals 2. And the probability of success or winning the prize is 1 out of 6. In the next video, we're going to look at making some calculations with N, R, and P, and we'll put all that together. And we'll actually start calculating some probabilities. If you want to read up on Bernoulli trials, I'm sure you can find a YouTube video and or read in your e-text, and hopefully it'll clarify. But in the next video, we're going to do some calculations.